Today's topic is Edith Roosevelt, the often underrated First Lady who played a significant role during Theodore Roosevelt's presidency. From her early life to her time as First Lady, there's a lot to uncover. Let's dive in. Would you start by telling us a bit about her early life and upbringing?
Absolutely. Edith Kermit Carow was born into a wealthy family in Norwich, Connecticut in 1861. Her childhood was quite tumultuous due to her father's financial failures and gambling issues. Despite this, she grew up close to the Roosevelt family, establishing lifelong connections early on. Her early schooling alongside the Roosevelt children seems like it deeply influenced her future.
Interesting. It sounds like those early connections were crucial. How did her relationship with Theodore Roosevelt evolve?
Edith and Theodore's relationship was quite the roller coaster. They were childhood friends, but things shifted during their teenage years. They grew romantically involved, but after a mysterious falling out in 1878, Theodore married someone else. After his first wife's untimely death, Edith and Theodore reconnected and married in 1886.
Isn't that fascinating? She seemed like a strong presence in his life. Once they were married, what role did she play during his political ascent?
Well, Edith was quite pivotal. As Theodore rose through political ranks from New York governor to vice president, she was by his side. She was known to be his confidant, offering political counsel and managing their public image, especially once Theodore became president.
It sounds like Edith was much more than just the woman behind the man. What was her approach to dealing with the press, given she wasn't a fan of the attention?
Edith had a keen sense for managing public perception. She often preempted the press by releasing photos of her family and herself, which reduced media intrusion. She was reserved yet astute, ensuring the family's privacy and image were under her control as much as possible.
That's savvy for the time. Aside from managing the press, Edith played another significant role as a First Lady, didn't she?
Indeed, she did. One of her lasting impacts was the comprehensive renovation of the White House in 1902. She hired the first social secretary, transforming the role of First Lady into something more formalized and influential. Her focus on maintaining a polished social environment underscored her influence.
Sounds like she reshaped many aspects of that role. What kind of political influence did Edith wield?
Though she didn't publicly display her political views, she had Theodore's ear on several issues. She read multiple newspapers daily, keeping him informed. Sometimes she worked discreetly but effectively, such as when ensuring security was tight against his wishes, or when she influenced appointments like James Garfield's.
That's impactful in ways that aren't often highlighted. What about her life after the White House?
Post-White House, Edith continued to be an active traveler and a guardian of Theodore's legacy, even after his death. She was politically active too, supporting figures like Warren G. Harding and Herbert Hoover. Her later years were marked by extensive travel and an interest in her ancestry.
It's amazing how multifaceted her life was. Edith sounds like someone who balanced personal challenges with public responsibilities quite impressively.
Exactly. Despite significant personal challenges, including the loss of her sons and husband, she remained resilient and influential. Historians tend to rate her positively among First Ladies for her work ethic and political insight.
That's truly commendable. Before we wrap up, what do you think her legacy teaches us?
Edith's legacy reminds us of the power of influence behind the scenes. She showed that managing public life and private struggles required incredible resilience and intellect, setting foundational practices for future First Ladies.
Absolutely. Edith Roosevelt was indeed a remarkable figure. Thank you for shedding light on her contributions to American history. I'm sure our listeners will have a newfound appreciation for her role.